let's talk, because the UCL quarterfinals are well underway and the first legs have just wrapped up. And we got two very entertaining games that we just watched. Barca absolutely cooked Dortmund. And then PSG played a very good game against Aston Villa. Now, I don't know where to start. We could go with Barca first, or we can go with PSG and Villa. I mean, I think we could start with the Dortmund matchup, right? Because this one was the least entertaining game that I predicted, right? I mean, Dortmund are shit. This game was literally Child Predator FC versus Child Labor FC, okay? Both of these frauds overly rely on young kids to save them throughout their seasons. But the difference is that Barcelona are a well-oiled machine, okay? The way that Hansi Flick has these boys cooking, I knew that Dortmund had no chance. In my UCL quarterfinal match preview video, I predicted Barca to make the semifinals with a scoreline of 6-2, right? That's the aggregate that I thought. But, I mean, Barca could have scored 6 today. The amount of chances that they had, the amount of dangerous possessions and the ball control, they dictated the tempo. Dortmund were just out there chasing shadows. Now, to be fair to Dortmund, they did have some chances, right? Like, Guirassy had 2 good opportunities to get on the score sheet. But even if Dortmund were to score, it wasn't going to make that much of a difference. They just don't match up to Barca when it comes to quality. I know that some people are going to get in the comment section and say, oh, another failed hate watch. Brother, we did not hate watch you today because I already predicted you guys to dominate them. See, like, that's not how it necessarily works. You know what I'm saying? I can give you guys credit, and you deserve it. But Dortmund are an absolute disgrace. I tell you all the time, bro, I'm not rating Dortmund. These guys are the equivalent of human traffickers. They want to find young kids, buy them for cheap, make them good, and then sell them for profit. They're not a serious club. Dortmund are not concerned about winning trophies. As long as they get to make profit, they're happy. They're sitting like 10th in the Bundesliga. And we knew that Barca were going to absolutely cook them because these guys are shit defensively. I saw that starting 11. Emre Can in the back line. I knew it was over from then. Once Barca went up 1-0, I said game over. Raphinha got a goal and got an assist. Lewandowski scored a brace. Yamal gets the 4th goal. It was a standard Barcelona training session. I mean, it's nothing else that we could say about that. I think Yamal was man of the match. He was absolutely cooking on that right side. Dortmund's defense had no answers. They couldn't slow him down. Barcelona, as a team today, they do what they usually do. They play good football. They dominated the match. Raphinha shamelessly stole Paul Kubarsi's goal. I don't blame him, right? Raphinha is chasing some records here with the UCL goal scoring. So that's a bit shameless. I'm not going to lie. Like, that was a Fugazi goal that Raphinha took from Paul Kubarsi. But regardless, though, right? It was still a good performance. Lewandowski getting those 2 goals. Feminine Lopez got the assist. I mean, look, once I saw Gavi getting subbed on, that scrub, I knew that the game was over, right? Because that's the only time that it would make sense to bring in a Gavi, is when it's so out of reach. But as I said, we already knew. We already knew, right? Again, I predicted Barca 6-2 on aggregate, and I think today they showed why. This is why nobody rates the Bundesliga, bro. The second biggest club in Germany is a selling club. This is why it's so hard for me to take that league serious. But as I said, I do expect Barca to be in the semis, obviously, right? It's 4-0. It's over. I told you guys, this draw was going to be wrapped up after the first leg. And now Barca can just rest players in the second. They don't have to go as strong in this second leg because it's basically over. I thought Dortmund were going to be able to hurt them a little bit because we know that Barca play that high line. I thought that with Adeyemi and Gittins in the attack, I thought that they might be able to do something on a counter-attack to maybe get a goal back. That's why I predicted 4-1 in the first leg. But when they did score, it was offside. So, you know, it is what it is. You get me, chat. But, look, let me know what you guys are saying about that demolition that we saw from Barca, right? Just to look at what the ratings are saying, because I am interested, right? They always got these, like, weird ratings sometimes. So, they're saying, who was man of the match? Yeah, they gave it to Raphinha. I knew that Raphinha would get it because of the goal and because of the assist. I don't think that Raphinha should have got man of the match. For me, it's Yamal. It's Yamal, bro. Like, everything that Barcelona have going for them offensively, everything positive is coming from that right-hand side. This player is fantastic, and he deserved that goal that he got, just to be very honest. Now, again, guys, get in the comment section, right? Let me know what you're saying about Barcelona 4, Dortmund 0. Now, to move things a bit forward, the other game that we got today, PSG versus Aston Villa. This was the matchup that I was the most excited about for today's games. This game, I predicted, was going to be the most underrated matchup of the quarterfinals because we saw two very contradicting play styles, right? And for me, PSG, it's between them and Barcelona for who is the best team in the world, right? PSG, they play a great style of football. Like, there's no team in Europe that have as much technical ability as PSG do. And I knew exactly how this game was going to go. A blind man, Helen Keller, Stevie Wonder, they could have all told you the game plans of both of these teams. I knew that Aston Villa were going to just sit back and look to hit PSG on the counter because when you're going against a team that can move the ball around the pitch like that, there's nothing else that you can do but hope that they make a mistake and hope that you count or that you catch them off guard. The goals that we saw PSG score today, oh my goodness me. Desiree Doue, baller. Kvaratskhelia, that second goal, absolutely cooked Diego Carlos. He had that Brazilian defender playing twister. Diego Carlos touched earth. And then the goal from Nuno Mendes to put the dagger into Aston Villa's heart. 3 very high quality goals. Now, I think that Aston Villa, they did a decent job in terms of soaking up the pressure. I think they defended well for the most part, right? Like that Desiree Doue goal, there's nothing you can do about that. Cuts inside, outside the box, top bins. You're not going to be able to save that. Now, the second goal, right? The way that PSG in transition moved so fast. I don't even think that Villa's defense had a chance to even set themselves up. And then Nuno Mendes, the third, like I said, I think it's pretty much over, right? I did predict PSG to go through 3-2 on aggregate. Now, they already scored 3 goals in the first leg, and I just don't see Villa being able to overcome a 2-goal deficit because I don't think they're going to have enough of the ball, even in the second leg, to do anything. They did score a very good goal, though, right? John McGinn wins the ball off of Nuno Mendes, and then they do hit PSG on the counter, right? Morgan Rogers bags. They open up the scoring. But after they scored their goal, it's like PSG, they sat up. And they said, all right, let's stop messing around now. But I'm going to be real. Somebody brought it up in the chat earlier. PSG are basically the Premier League killers this Champions League season. They've knocked out Liverpool, who were the best team in the UCL group stage, and they are going to win the Prem. They're now about to knock out Aston Villa, and then more than likely, they're going to knock out Arsenal. I mean, not bad for a team from the Farmers League. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I think, look, Villa are going to need to come out their comfort zone in that second leg. They're going to need to be the team that is attacking, and that could play into PSG's hands as well. But that midfield, bro, that front three is nuts. Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, João Neves. Imagine them moving the ball to guys like Desiree Doué, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. I honestly believe that PSG are going to make the UCL final. And I think that they have a very good chance of winning it, which is so crazy to say. Mbappe left PSG, and these guys might go ahead and win their first ever UCL. Fair play to them, bro. They are absolutely cooking. What Luis Enrique got going on at PSG, like watching them play football is such a joy. I'm going to be real. Like watching PSG cook Villa today, it's literally cleansed my eyes from the haram satanic football that I saw Real Madrid play against Arsenal. But, I mean, look, let's see what happens, though, in that second leg. I don't think anybody's surprised at how either of these results went. I think that all the favorites in the quarterfinals, except for Real Madrid, have done their job in the first legs, right? Nobody really expected Arsenal to dominate and have a 3-0 lead. So, yeah, Real Madrid are the disappointments of the UCL quarterfinals. But aside from them, everybody, I think, for the most part, predicted PSG to go through. Predicted Barca to absolutely dominate Dortmund. And I think people were picking Inter to beat Bayern, especially with the injuries that Bayern München do have. But I do want to just look at this PSG game. Because to be honest, I mean, who would you guys say is man of the match? I mean, look, get in the chat and definitely let me know. And I think the thing is, PSG plays so well that nobody really, like, just controls the entire game, right? Like, PSG, they don't try and play through one person, right? It's like such a team effort. Like, everybody gets to eat at PSG. Like, look at the ratings. And I don't even care about the SofaScore ratings. But their front three, all in the blue. Like, Vitinha in the blue. They cooked today. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, Aston Villa are so bad at these things. Even though I don't think that there's anything else that Aston Villa could have done in this game to offset what PSG got going on, the game plan was going to always be sit back and hope that PSG make a couple of mistakes so that you can hit them on the counter. But look, I want to know what you guys are saying for this game. I want to know what you guys are saying for these two legs in general, right? Make sure that you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, get in the comment section, turn on those post notifications, and yeah, I mean, let's talk about it. Again, Barca 4, Dortmund 0, PSG 3, Aston Villa 1. This was to be expected, right? Let there be carnage.